Several new title changes are apparently on the way, so we'll get into those rumors. We'll also see what's the latest with Bray Wyatt, Judgment Day, and more. Let's start things off with the new reports of title design changes coming to WWE. A new rumor recently started going around that a majority of WWE Championship titles are about to get a major facelift and makeover. There are some conflicting reports regarding the new title designs. Some reports claim that they'll be a very minimalistic, slight changes, while other reports claim that big titles like the World Championship could see major new changes and a completely different look. Some rumors are even going around about the possibility of seeing a modern-day version of the classic Winged Eagle WWE title from way back in the day. Of course, nothing is legitimately confirmed regarding the designs themselves, but what seems to be confirmed is the actual fact that the title is getting some adjustments in some way. It's also being reported that this is something that's been worked on long before Vince McMahon's retirement. So the general feeling is that we can see these new titles much sooner than later. The popular guess from fans is that these new titles will be introduced once Roman Reigns either loses the world titles or the world titles get split up again. Once that happens, maybe that'll be the time where we see the new changes. The WWE title obviously isn't getting retired, so it'll stick around and possibly either get a new look or a throwback new look. Then with the Universal title, there's some fans wondering if that title will be retired once the split eventually happens. But that doesn't make much sense. WWE still has the brand split in full effect. So even if the WWE title goes solo and heads back to Raw, SmackDown still needs a world title of some sort. So the Universal title will most likely be sticking around. But that title may also be a part of this upcoming title design makeover. Some fans even suggested that the Universal title should get a new look that's based off the classic Big Gold World Heavyweight title that was retired back in 2014. And that wouldn't be a bad idea at all. Back in the day, WWE's two world titles had very different looks that both stood out in different ways. But in modern day, both WWE world titles share the exact same design. The only thing that's different is the color of the straps. One has a blue strap, the other has a black strap. But the main design of the title plates are nearly identical. So no one knows anything for sure, strictly speculation. But maybe that's an issue that the new designs could address. Maybe the WWE title will have a similar look, but the Universal title could finally get its own identity, and a design that separates itself from the ordinary WWE title. The reports claim that every title on the roster is set to get some sort of small change to its presentation. It's also being reported that once the Bloodline members lose all of their double titles, things will go back to normal, with each brand having one world championship, one pair of men's tag team champions, one women's champion, one mid-card champion, and one pair of women's tag team champions bouncing back and forth between brands. So it definitely is some exciting news for the WWE titles, and fans are hyped to see how major or small these new designs turn out to be. The Judgment Day is quickly picking up steam again, and leaving a heavy mark on WWE programming. The group had a bright future ahead of themselves right off the bat, with Edge leading them, but that ended extremely fast and came out of nowhere. Edge did confirm during a recent interview that his Judgment Day run being cut short was directly connected to Cody Rhodes' injury. With Cody going down, WWE needed a big babyface on Raw, so that's why they pulled off that Edge and Judgment Day shocking twist. But once Edge was written off, Judgment Day was in a little bit of a limbo state there. But then Edge came back at Summerslam, and Judgment Day has been greatly benefiting from his return ever since. They've been taking out the Mysterios, taking out Edge, and closing multiple editions of Raw over the last month. A recent episode of Raw was no different. Edge and Damian Priest had an amazing main event match that saw Edge pick up his first Toronto Raw win in over 10 years. But Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley would appear after the match to land some cheap shots on Edge. Luckily for Edge, they were in Toronto and his Hall of Fame wife, Beth Phoenix, was right at ringside. Beth jumped the barricade and defended Edge until the Judgment Day backed off. Many fans are now wondering if that moment marked the start of another Beth Phoenix run. Beth was last active earlier this year, when she teamed up with Edge to take on The Miz and Maurice at Royal Rumble. She then quietly re-entered retirement after that. But if recent history has taught us anything, it's that Beth doesn't stay retired for long. She will come out of retirement if it's a big enough story and match for her. And this story with the Judgment Day appears to be exactly just that. Edge has 3 superstars to take revenge on in the Judgment Day with Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Rhea Ripley. Edge just checked Damian Priest off the list with that recent win on Raw, so there's 2 names left. The match isn't confirmed at the time of this recording, but Edge is rumored to be facing Finn Balor at Clash at the Castle. So if that happens, Edge gets another opportunity to take out another member. The last remaining member is Rhea Ripley. Now obviously Edge just can't get in the ring with Rhea Ripley for a match, but maybe that's why Beth Phoenix was introduced to this story. Maybe Edge has Beth fight Rhea Ripley on his behalf to get that revenge for him. If all those matches take place and Edge and Beth come out on the winning side of each one, that would complete Edge's revenge on the Judgment Day. So the Judgment Day story is very interesting once again and can go in many routes. Do we actually get to see Beth versus Rhea, or maybe we'll get a 3-on-3? Maybe Edge and Beth pick up one more partner so they can equally take out all members of the Judgment Day at once. Maybe the Judgment Day even adds another new member. So many great potential routes to go in there, so we'll have to keep our eye out on that. With all the recent surprises of WWE returns of superstars that didn't have the smoothest departures from WWE, fans have been fully assuming that Bray Wyatt has to be next in line for a return. The popular date that the fans have sort of come up with themselves for Bray Wyatt's return was the Clash at the Castle event. This is the first big UK event in 30 years. It can hold up to 74,000 fans. Just this massive event. Fans feel like it just perfectly sets the stage for a big surprise return. And Bray Wyatt has been at the top of the list for a long time. Summerslam was Triple H's first event with him being in charge, and he loaded up the show with several big and unexpected returns. And of course, the days and weeks after SummerSlam were also jam-packed with surprise returns. So, for when it comes to this massive event with a near WrestleMania-sized crowd, fans are expecting for that surprise theme to continue. So, Bray is up there. Some think that he'll appear in the main event. Some think he'll come for Alexa Bliss. Some think he'll come after a Raw superstar. Others even think it'll be great fit for Judgment Day, and if he doesn't appear at Clash but is still returning. Fans also talked about how they'd like to see very subtle hints towards Bray's return. Maybe like Dexter's story, but even more subtle. Not having the Firefly Funhouse puppets appear backstage because that'll be too much of a giveaway, but something in a very minimalistic and subtle way that'll be very hard to catch. Just something to start the conversation and keep it going until he eventually appears. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.